friends, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys know, I am going to be protective styling throughout the summer, and while protective styles aren't the only way that you can grow out your natural hair or have healthy natural hair, doing protective styles is a great option to get a break from your hair and also stimulate hair growth. So I wanted to share with you guys a few of my tips and things that I will be doing personally while wearing my hair in protective styles. So if this is your first time visiting my channel, I call all my subscribers my cousins. So all you have to do to become my cousin is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel with your notifications turned to all and not personalized, so that you are notified every single time I upload a video so you don't miss one. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the products that you should be using, the sleep materials that you should be using, as well as tips and technique practices that'll work best for you if you are trying to have a low manipulation, hair growth stimulating protective style experience. So just some quick info on my braids if you guys haven't seen my previous video. If you haven't, I definitely will link it in the cards and in the description box on how I installed these. I actually filmed a tutorial for you guys, so make sure that you check that one out. It is extremely simple, but these braids are about 2.5 weeks old, and I will be keeping my braids for probably about another 3.5 weeks before I take these braids out to care for my hair and prepare to reinstall some more braids. So a question that I often get is, how long should you keep protective styles? And of course that is going to vary from person to person, from style to style, and I'll touch on that a little bit more in the techniques towards the end of this video. But I personally am going to be aiming for about 6 weeks with each of my braid styles, just so that I can make sure that I am properly caring for my natural hair underneath. So that's just the number one tip. Just make sure, if you want to have healthy natural hair throughout your protective style process, is that you're actually taking the time to care for and treat your hair before it goes into your protective styles and in between protective style installations. Incorporating steam treatments will help wonders for that, that tight feeling, loosening up possibly any kind of product that you use to install your braids that possibly, gets hard or forms a gel cast. Steam treatments are great for that. So now we want to talk about the products, right? Everybody wants to know, what are the products that I should be using to stimulate hair growth? First and foremost, let me just say this. There is no magic product on the market that is just going to make your hair grow at There is no product that is going to magically make your hair grow more than what is scientifically, capable of a human scalp to grow, okay? No matter what you put in your head, you is not gonna grow 6-7 inches in a month. It's just not gonna happen, okay? And if you do it, let me see. But with that being said, people do have products and preferences, and I personally like to use a couple of different things, a couple of different products and brands on my scalp throughout the year, and I like to use certain kind of products for certain kind of hairstyles and goals. So in this situation, when I talk about products, we are not going to be talking about specific brands. We're not going to be talking about certain must-have products for hair growth. We're going to be talking about the type of product that I like to use when I am protective styling. The first thing that I always like to have is a moisture spray. This can be your favorite spray leave-in conditioner. This can be your favorite braid spray, or this can be a moisture spray that you create yourself with a mixture of water, your favorite oils, and your favorite rinse out or slip conditioners. Whatever you like to use, you definitely want to make sure that you have a moisture spray on hand, just to make sure that you are occasionally, it doesn't have to be something that you do every day, maybe every other day or every 3 days, making sure that you are applying moisture to the lengths of your hair, especially the length where your actual beautiful natural hair is going to be. You don't want, you don't have to moisturize braid hair, but you want to make sure that you're actually moisturizing the portion of the braids that contain your natural hair, so that your natural hair is still cared for, it's not drying out, it's not getting brittle, and all those things that are going to lead to breakage, especially when you get ready to take it down. The second kind of product that I like to keep on hand when I'm protective styling is a sealing oil. So first you have your moisturizing spray for the length of your natural hair in the braids, and then you want to make sure that you have an oil to seal in that moisture. Now, I am not typically big on moisturizing and sealing when I'm working with my natural hair or when I'm working with my wash and goes, but when I'm working with protective styles and my hair is tucked away, I don't have to worry about really like product buildup or layering on products and things like that. Moisturizing and sealing is going to be key because you want to make sure that you keep your hair healthy. So after I apply the moisturizing spray, I just like to scrunch in whatever my favorite sealing oil is at the time. That could be olive oil, that could be my favorite Ayurvedic oil, that could be my favorite mixture oil, whatever I'm reaching for at the time. I just want to make sure that it is something that is a little bit on the thicker side so that I can thoroughly seal in that moisture and my hair is coated and protected. The third and final type of product that I like to use in my protective styling is, of course, my stimulating scalp oils. So again, this is going to be dependent on what you like. If you like to use grease on your scalp, grease your scalp. The only recommendation that I have with that, or tip that I have with that, is again just making sure that your scalp is not dry beforehand, because a lot of greases are what, sealants and not complete moisturizers. So maybe spray a little bit of your moisture spray on your scalp before you're going in with that grease or whatever you like to use, those heavier products, so that you're not sealing in dryness. A lot of people are trying to moisturize dry scalps with hair oils and wondering why your scalp is still itching because you're sealing in the dryness, okay? So the next thing that we want to conquer when it comes to having successful protective styles is your sleep maintenance. I get a lot of questions on how I maintain my braids on the day-to-day basis, and other than making sure that my natural hair is moisturized, I just make sure that my hair is protected when I sleep. And you can do that with a combination of things. I like to use long scarves to make sure that the scarf is at least covering, again, the length of my natural hair. You can also use satin caps. They make jumbo satin caps, and I definitely will link a really good, one of my favorite Black owned businesses in the description box that sells really cute satin caps that you guys always ask me about. And lastly, you can just use a satin pillowcase, and that's completely optional. But again, just keep in mind, the length of braids that you do and the kind of braids that you have is probably going to play a factor in that. This is a time where I usually try to make sure that I wear a satin cap, just so that I'm not, accidentally laying or, smushing a braid at night and then rolling over and possibly ripping my hair or something. So please just keep that in mind. You probably want to make sure that you have your braids at least tucked away so that you aren't laying on them. And last but not least, I just want to talk about protective style techniques and maintenance, because one thing that's really important about any protective style is how you maintain it, how you take care of it, and the practices, because any protective style can turn into a problem style if you are handling it wrong, or if it was even installed wrong in the first place. The age-old tip, don't make your protective styles too tight if you are doing them yourself, or always speak up if someone else is doing them and you can already tell that it's going to be an issue. You can feel your head, and if you feel like they are too tight when they are braiding, they are going to feel even tighter when they are finished. That is just a rule of thumb. If it already feels too tight as the braid is going in, once you have however many dozen of them in your head, they're going to feel even tighter. So the person who is braiding your hair, maybe they aren't consciously aware of it. People, are just braiding secondhand nature. Let them know that it's too tight. They'll braid looser for you. The second, and I think most important and not really stressed upon tip when it comes to maintaining and manipulating your protective styles is, do not pull them up too quickly. When you first get your hair braided, I don't care what kind of braids you have. I don't care if they're these braids, jumbo braids, crochet braids, knotless braids, braid braids, plaits, twists, whatever, don't go trying to pull them in all these really intricate styles, you know, this super sleek tight high bun, or you know, these twist styles in the front, or everything on the first day, and really probably not even the first week, because number one, again, it shouldn't be too tight. You should be able to manipulate your braids as soon as they're done. If you can't, there probably is a sign that they are too tight. But you don't want to just go moving around and, you know, really ripping at your hair. We all know, we black girls, we know how hair behaves when it's first being done. It don't like to be flipped and all that stuff until your hair has had time to loosen up, to maybe get a little new growth and move around, okay? Like, don't just go pulling at it, because then you're going to be ripping at your fresh, non-damaged hair and ripping it right out the roots, and we don't want to do that. Again, just another quick rule of thumb when it comes to protective styles: the larger the style, the less tension, the less strain you're going to probably have on your hair. But the larger the style, like styles like this, are probably not going to last as long, because you have larger sections that can get fuzzy, you know, or old quicker. The smaller the style, the longer it's going to last. However, you may have more tension, more strain on your hair. And then along the same lines of not pulling your hair up too quick, as much as possible, just leave your hair alone. Like, let your hair flow free. This is pretty much how I wear my hair. I haven't even really started to, it's 2.5 weeks in. I still haven't even really started to pull it up, moving around, styling and all that. I just let it flow free. The point of a protective style is just for me to leave my natural hair alone. So I'm not trying to get a protective style to then be manipulating that style a whole bunch. So I just let them flow free. I leave it alone. Let your braids hang loose as much as possible, so that you aren't over manipulating your hair and possibly causing snapping and breaking. So that's all I have for you today, guys, in this video. Hopefully I gave you guys some great tips and things to start implementing in your protective styles. If you have any protective styles tips that you use that I didn't mention in this video, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. And of course, if this is your first time visiting my channel, or you're an OG cousin, make sure you say what's up down in the comment section. I love you guys so much. Please make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Make sure that you are taking care of others. I love you guys. Black Lives Matter. All Black Lives Matter. We will continue the fight, and I will see all you guys in the next upload.